Welcome to Steady Growth, where we build money, character, and resilience the same way. Small, steady, and on purpose. No hype, just honest steps that add up. Let's begin. Watch this. A couch. $1,000 on the tag. You bought it, and you didn't overpay. You compared, you shopped, you were careful. So here's a strange question. What did that couch actually cost you? You'll say $1,000. You'll be right on the receipt and wrong everywhere else. Because that same $1,000 in your same hands was also a long weekend away your family talked about all spring. Watch them appear behind the couch in faint dotted lines. The trip, a third month of breathing room in the emergency fund, a quiet head start that, left alone for a couple of decades, could have grown into several times itself. The instant you said yes to the couch, you said no to every one of those, silently, automatically, without ever once hearing the word no. That second price tag has a name. Economists call it opportunity cost. The true cost of anything is the best thing you gave up to get it. And of every price you ever pay, this is the only invisible one. The receipt never shows it, the bank statement never lists it, your brain, left alone, never feels it. Think about how strange that is. The single most useful idea in all of economics, and it's the one we're built to never notice. So tonight, we make it visible. Carefully, because this lens held wrong can ruin lattes and lives, but held right, it might be the most clarifying question you ever learn to ask. Watch this build. So why don't we feel it? One simple reason. The thing you chose is real, and the thing you gave up never happened. Picture it split down the middle. On the left, the couch in full color. You can see it, sit on it, point at it. On the right, the weekend trip as a faded, empty outline, sketched in pencil that never got inked. A ghost, a parallel life your family never got to visit, with no photos and no memories to miss it by. And human brains are built to weigh the vivid thing over the invisible one every single time. We grieve what we lose. We can't grieve what we never saw. And opportunity cost is always the thing we never saw. Researchers actually measured how deep this runs. People were choosing whether to buy an appealing little gadget, split into two groups. One group saw the normal choice, buy it or don't. The other saw the very same choice with 5 extra words added, keep the money for other purchases, which is, if you think about it, completely redundant. Of course not. Buying means keeping the money. And yet those 5 words changed the outcome substantially. Noticeably more people held off. Just naming the ghost, barely pointing at it, was enough to pull the second price tag into view and shift real decisions. Read that the hopeful way. Your blindness here isn't some deep character flaw. It's a default setting, and like every default, it flips the moment someone asks the right question. So let's build the question. Here it is. 4 words, and they turn invisible costs into visible ones. Compared to what? Before any sizable yes, pause and make the ghost show itself. If this money doesn't become the couch, what are its 3 best other lives? Watch them line up. The trip, the cushion, the head start. Now you're not asking, is this couch worth $1,000? A question with no anchor, which is exactly why the store price answers it for you. You're asking, is the couch worth more to us than the trip? And suddenly, you're comparing real things you actually want, head to head, which is a question your family is genuinely qualified to answer. And sometimes the couch wins. You sit on a couch every single day. Maybe it honestly beats the trip. Wonderful. Now it's a chosen yes instead of a default one. And chosen yeses don't leave that vague aftertaste of where does it all go? That aftertaste, by the way, is almost always just opportunity cost you never let yourself look at. A pile of small ghosts you sense but can't name. The 4 words, name them. Run the lens forward in time, too, gently. Money is the rare thing that can grow while it waits, so $1 spent young quietly forfeits its one chance to multiply, to become several of itself by the time you retire, just for being left alone in the dark, doing the slow, patient work compound growth does. You don't need precision here, and you shouldn't promise yourself a number. You just need the habit of glancing at the ghost before you sign. Compared to what? Forwards. Ask them at every big yes, and the second price tag prints itself. And here's where this quietly stops being an economics lesson and becomes a parenting one, because money is only your family's third scarcest resource. Every yes spends a no in time and attention, too, and those don't refill. Picture 3 jars: money, time, attention, and watch the time jar drain fastest of all. The yes to the third weeknight activity is a no to unhurried dinners that whole season. The yes to the side project is a no to the bedtime stories it quietly overlaps. The reflexive yes at work, the volunteer role you took because saying no felt awkward in the moment, each one is a purchase, paid in hours, and the ghost alternatives are exactly like the couches: invisible, never grieved, quietly gone. Nobody hands you a receipt for the Tuesday nights. They just disappear, one at a time, into the busy. So run the same 4 words on the calendar. This commitment compared to what? What are these Tuesday evenings' 3 best other lives? Watch them appear, faint and dotted, behind the calendar square. A slow dinner, a walk, a kid telling you about their day with nobody rushing. Sometimes the activity genuinely wins, and you sign up gladly. But families that never ask end up like budgets that never ask: full, busy, drained, and somehow never spent on the things they'd have chosen on purpose. There's a reason the most contented families you know seem to say no so easily. They're not less generous. They've just seen the second price tag on every yes, and they're guarding currency the rest of us don't even notice we're spending. Teach the kids the phrase, too. If we do this, what are we not doing? It's the whole concept, kid-sized, and it might be the most grown-up question they ever learn. Now, one honest catch, because a good tool used everywhere becomes a bad one. Held too tightly, this lens curdles. You've met the curdled version, the finance personality cheerfully informing you that your daily coffee, invested for 40 years, could have been a fortune. So every small pleasure becomes a tiny betrayal of future you, and money turns into a thing you can only ever feel guilty about. Here's why that's wrong, and not just unkind. The math of guilt runs both directions. By that logic, every hour of sleep has an opportunity cost, and every hug is unbilled time. And a lens that indicts everything ends up indicting nothing. Joy isn't the enemy of the plan. It's a line item in it. And the small daily pleasures that truly lift your life are some of the best prices you'll ever pay. And opportunity cost thinking burns real decision energy, so spend it where the money is: the housing, the cars, the recurring commitments, the 4-figure yeses, and let the $4 decisions live pre-approved and unagonized. The lens is for the 10 decisions a year that shape everything, not the 10 a day that shape nothing. Aim it there, and it clarifies. Aim it everywhere, and it just makes the whole world feel expensive. So part of the skill is knowing, kindly, when not to look. So here's the whole idea to carry with you. Everything you say yes to, every purchase, every commitment, every Tuesday evening, comes with a second price tag written in the invisible ink of whatever you didn't choose. You'll never see it on a receipt, and your brain will never volunteer it. So ask for it. 4 words at every sizable yes. Compared to what? Line up the money's or the evening's 3 best other lives and let the things you actually want compete honestly. Keep the lens on the big decisions and mercifully off the small joys. And once in a while, do the strangest thing this episode suggests. When you say a good no to the upgrade, the commitment, the couch, pause and picture what that no just bought. Watch the trip turn solid on the wall above the couch. Because here's the secret on the far side of all this. Every no is also a yes to something. Your life, the actual texture of it, the trips taken and the dinners unhurried and the futures funded, is just the running total of which yeses won. Every yes spends a no. So spend like it matters. It's the only spending that ever really did. If something here was useful today, the best thing you can do is use it tonight in one small way. And if you'd like to keep growing with us, you're welcome in our tribe at familycreative.org. It's where we gather the tools and resources we build for people doing this on purpose, and where you can learn more, share what's working, and help someone a few steps behind you. That's the whole point. Small, steady, together. Be kind, try hard, do the work, build the family. We'll see you in the next one.